Because, go ahead.
Yeah, I from my investigation that will kick in from the next billing cycle.
What next bill?
From the next bill, it
What?
it everything it was well it the minister made it public that was in December, right? So
Yes.
right, so you will get that difference from the next billing cycle. So
All
wait,
right, then.
when you get the next bill, you should see the
Yeah.
difference. If you don't see it, well then you
No, you know me. By the way, don't let the wife speak here, wife brutality.
so when that announcement was made in December, your current bill was already generated. So when the next bill generates, you should get the difference. If you don't, well, we'll deal with it then. Speak out.
Mr. Matthews, good afternoon.
And to you, sir.
I'm calling about your comment about the settlement of the dispute between OWG and the Petrotrin. I share your view that it was a win-win.
Yeah.
I also think that the entire board of Petrotrin should have resigned because Mr. Roger tricked them into negotiation when the matter was referred to the industrial court. So they started a negotiation for the second period when they knew they could not have gone that way. The other thing was, I've been examining the composition of that industrial court. Are you aware, sir, that on that industrial court is like a dumping ground for all the political parties, failed politicians, lawyers who never win a case, an old fireman, a tailor, fellas who even have 5 levels, is industrial court judges, you know. I would like to have some comments about that. And examine and not deliver a real judgment in a big day. I don't think they have the capacity to do that. Thank you very much.
But Kola, are you trying to say that the judges who sit there they are incompetent?
Well, if you have a matter before you for years and you can't deliver a judgment, what does that say?
That happens in the everyday courts. There are matters there for years or even decades.
So we make it incompetence level and acceptable.
Well, I don't know if it's incompetence.
I don't think they have the wherewithal to deliver. There's no actuary who has been made an industrial court judge, for instance. I don't think they could analyze all the factors and do all the matrices that are necessary in that kind of scenario to come up with a judge. They have it. Yeah. Check it out.
All right. Thank you. All right, 6524901. Give us a call. Let's see what's see you. Scout.
Hello, good afternoon.
And to you.
David. Happy New Year to you.
And reciprocations to you.
I think the decision to have one calypso is a backward step. After all, we have people vying for $1 million prizes.
Yeah.
I think the criteria should be one that is very tested. And as a matter of fact, I was expecting them to refine the requirements insofar as the kind of calypso categorize them. Insist that one of them must be of a particular kind and the other of another kind, rather than to decide on one. After all these years, I think that is a backward step, really.
Well,
and,
you know, they already have categories. You know, I think it's Kaiserama. They normally have on the Thursday where they have categorized.
No, I'm not talking about that. You know, I am talking about the person who is going to be presented with this $1 million must prove that they are capable of presenting at least 2 kinds of calypsos and being able to do so well, whether it is a commentary type and a party type with a message in it or whatever. But I don't think we should just dispense and scale it back down to one. And then what was the reason behind it anyway? What is the consideration behind one calypso? I don't know if it's a cost-cutting measure. I don't understand it. Because to me, you're looking at quantity and not quality. You one long watered-down thing where some people come in with one kind of boring. overbeaten topic. So I think it should be a more refined requirement rather than to break it down to one. Not at this stage. We are supposed to be done. You have all the other islands doing it better now. We could do better than that.
Yes. Well, it's not final yet, so these.
Well, I hope it never becomes final.
Yeah, these proposals are still up in the air.
Yeah, whoever is coming up with these suggestions, they need to think it over, because you can't sacrifice quality for quantity.
Yes.
And 2 calypsos to me would prove whether somebody is worthy of that prize.
Yeah, because I'm here, the price may come down to about $800,000.
Well, even so, 800,000 is a lot of money, because I worked for many years and when I retired, I didn't get that kind of money.
Okay.
All right.
Go and sing calypso.
I think so. Not too late to consider.
That's right. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes. 6524901, speak out, yeah. Let's hear what you got to say. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Matthews.
And to you, sir.
I shan't be long, but I'll have to adjust. I'm trying to adjust here 2 issues. The one with the Calypso competition, right?
Yeah.
I endorse the sentiments of the previous caller, penultimate caller, and what I have suggested before is that I think Tuco, the March Gras night is supposed to be the best of the best. That is what the March Gras is all about. That's what it means, right?
Cream of the crop.
Cream of the crop. And I am picking people to come on the March Gras night for the finals, as they put it. They have certain people that we question whether they should be there or they should not be there. So I just could tell you about that. The point is, if Tuco have a show of their own, where they have a show where they have their Calypso show, and they qualify 8 people or 10 people to go on the March Gras night, Tuco set up that 8 or that 10. And they sing the 2 songs and they qualify to collect the prize of whatever money it is designated for. That is how I figure that the March Gras night is all about. When you have 16, then you shouldn't call it the March Gras night. You shouldn't call it the March Gras night, because what I'm saying is a show that people come to see. They didn't come to a Calypso show. They come to see a show, the best of the best, moving show. You want a show that you could have moving in terms of even sometimes the one stage is not even enough, because by the time the king and queen go off the stage, you have the next stage set up, you roll it on, everything picks up, and you start the next part of the show. That is what the show is all about. If you look at Marshall Montano's show he had when he had last year, that show was packed, and it was conducive, and everybody had a good time because everything was moving. They had no MC. If you understand what I'm saying. So you have to be innovative and come up with things to more or less get the public, keep them interested, not have people falling away. And based on what is happening with crime, this show might have to start 6:30. So by 10 o'clock, 8 people they have their 16 or their 24, and they pick 8 or 10 people out of that, and they send those people to the March Gras night, and that is, they qualify for the big prize. They should have a prize for the people who think a thing like that. The other thing is with the unions. If you understand what went on with this whole thing, you have to understand that Roger got basically what. So I think that is what he wanted. Then if it is they fall below 10, then nobody gets nothing. Just like what Mr. Giuseppe was saying. So it is more than that, than the wage thing, whatever it is. Because I in all sincerity, Mr. Roger wants to see a better federation, but he is doing it with the tools that he has. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
That is basically what happened. But I am saying that if that strike had continued the way how he had done it, I am saying his leadership would have come into question at some point in time, because the government would have let those people stay for the 90 days out there. And if you understand, quite recently, right now, the people in Venezuela are very reciprocal into Trinidad and Tobago, where we give them food and they were prepared to give us fuel. When Mr. Manning was Prime Minister, the man flew into Trinidad here. He spent a couple hours, and we were being bunkering and stockpiling
in Trinidad. And the same thing could happen again. And let me tell you something. That would have been detrimental to the people because let me tell you something. The petrolician would not have to pay no wages for the 90 days and they will be able to buy fuel cheaper than what they're producing. I repeat, they would have been able to purchase fuel cheaper than what they produce it. And I am saying that is what government had in their plans. Or I can talk about it now because the point about it, the strike is over. But let me tell you something. When water, more than sorrow was showing for them 90 days, some of them people would have want to go back out to work. I am telling you that. And then Roger leadership would have come into question. Because yes, you have a bargaining chip. Yes, you have a tool, but now is not the time. If you look at Mr. Obama, when they had a situation with the man with the nuclear weapons, and they had all the might and the strength to go after the people and call. You know what Obama said? We could be on the brink of World War. I think it's World War III or World War IV, whatever it is he was talking about. He said he did not think that was an option for us to even consider at this point in time. Let us sit down around the table and negotiate. And that is what he did. And I am saying to you that is all well and good that the strike is averted. But let me tell you something. The workers and those workers are the one would have been disenfranchised. Because let me tell you something. Venezuela is very reciprocal to Trinidad and Tobago. People, by us giving them food, they are prepared to give us fuel.
All right, caller.
Have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Take care.
Let's take a commercial break and come back with more of your calls.
Sports Talk every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. with Siobhan and Kerr. Current affairs, hot topics, everything sport every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on the True Nation Station, 90.1 FM.
Dancer Boy, Tangan Crew and Supat present Juve on the Seas Cruise. Sunday, 8th to 14th October 2017. Cruise leave from Fort Lauderdale on the Splendor. Stopping in Nassau, Half Moon Cay, Bahamas, Grand Turk and Amber Cove. On board entertainment by Wack 90.1 FM's Mr. Desmond and surprise guest performer. Inside cabin cost $576. Ocean view $654 and balcony $795. You can make 3 equal payments on the 3rd of February, 17th of May, and the final payment on the 7th of July. Prices include access to our events. For more information, you can contact Joan at 407-257-6651, Supat 240-472-2140, or Dancer Boy 352-307-3634.
24 minutes before the hour of 2 o'clock. Speak out. Good afternoon. Caller? Hello? All right, we lost you there. All right, our phone lines are clear again, so you can always give us a call at 652-4901. I mean, having for the Mardi Gras finals, you already have what, 12 artists, 12 Calypsonians here, singing 2 songs each. That's a lot, right? And now you want to have 16 singing 1 song. They will kill we. They will kill we. Why you want 16? Why would you want to have 16? 12 is not good enough? Why you don't say you will have 10 or you will have 8? Why go up to 16? Why want to go up to 16? So more people can eat? No. Fellas, don't make that final. If that is what you're all proposing, well, then don't kill we. On the night of the Mardi Gras, you want to give us 16 now? We could battle with the 12. We battled with that for the last how many years? We battled with that already. You understand? Don't make that finals. Don't confirm that for the Mardi Gras finals. Oh gosh. Speak out.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it was 24 last year, 24 songs last year.
Yeah, it was 24 songs.
So it is 16 songs now, so it's fewer. So the people who are complaining of being boring, it will be boring with fewer songs. Right? And secondly, I think people are having a problem with the Mardi Gras because the Mardi Gras supposed to be, because we are the carnival city of the world for that weekend, the Mardi Gras supposed to be advertised together with Juve. I remember as a little boy, it's from the Mardi Gras strip. You just change your clothes, or you don't even want to change your clothes. You go backstage, you change your clothes, and they're going into Juve. Now we have a lot of old fogies running and say they want to sleep and they want to rest and crime and all kind of things. The bottom line is, I have seen tourists coming here, people coming back from away and going from party to party to party. That is what they come for. And we are not understanding what we have. And we are trying to accommodate, saying we need to sleep and we need to rest. But when the tourists come in, he doesn't want to rest. I have that friend in, and they left their suitcase in my car and went straight off it.
Yeah, but who goes to the Mardi Gras? The younger ones or the old fogey that you're saying?
But the older ones, and that's what they're complaining about. And I am saying, if you advertise the way it was long ago, but everybody here old now, everybody said we want to sleep and we want to rest and crime and stuff like that. That is not what the tourists here for. The tourists, we have been advertised as the carnival city of the world.
But
and therefore,
you were comfortable in the Mardi Gras finishing 2, 1, 3, and 4 o'clock in the morning?
Of course. That is what was happening in years ago. I call anybody who's 60 or 50 years old, they will tell you that is what they went to, and that is what they enjoyed, so that there was only probably about an hour break between the Mardi Gras and Juve. You understand? That is what they enjoyed, and that is what tourists coming down here for to enjoy. Fete into fete. And we are trying. How come people ain't saying the 40 songs in Skinner Park boring? It's a picnic. Everybody come down there to enjoy themselves.
But
it's not so much. Hello?
But you feel people not saying that?
People are saying that, but what is the crowd? That is one of the biggest revenue owners for Chuko.
Yes.
So people can't be complaining. If you see the crowd there, you can't be saying that people complain all that, because they're coming for you and they want to stay away.
They go for the lime.
Hello?
They go for the lime.
They're still coming.
Yeah.
They're still coming. But what I am saying is that we are going about it the wrong way. We are trying to package carnival into certain segments. What about Soca Monarch? How many hours is that? Who is complaining? Nobody's complaining, but they're complaining about the Calypso. Because the Pete Isorama straight into Carnival Tuesday night, it's true we have advertised ourselves fete into fete after fete after fete, and there should be no break. As demonic and devilish, any religious input, you will get a better reaction that we have. Boston understand what we have. Notting Hill understand what we have, but we don't understand what we have. Right now, the Jamaicans trying to jump into the carnival. They don't understand how it is that they're controlled by Soca and Calypso. Come on, we know we're supposed to know what we have, but apparently we don't. All right?
Yeah, my brethren.
Take it easy.
Thanks a lot, man. Speak out.
Good day to you, Admiral. How are you today?
I cool, man. I cool here.
Admiral, two things. One is that, personally, I think that Mr. Roger played a very, very hard ball game with the present administration. I'm saying this in comparison to the period 2010, the last period in 2010 to about 2015, the last election. He played a very hard ball game because I know that it was a zero. I hope TNT can move on. With regards to Tuco, yeah. I think David, that Tuco is trying to play a two-ball game. They're trying to play they're trying to stay on the fence, because as previous callers say, you cannot dispensate quality for quantity. 16, that is absolutely ridiculous. I heard the reasoning was, if somebody could just come, what it's telling you is that a Calypsonian could just come with something like, I'm just making a quotation, he's not in the Calypso, with Maximus Dan and create that kind of tempo on that night and win the crown, as compared to the quality that someone can. It's ridiculous. discourse. I think they should really seriously reconsider and do something. Maybe you could have a semi-final. You could call Skinner Park a preliminary and have a semi-final of 16.
No.
Well,
We can't take that pressure again. No. We can't take that pressure again. Skinner Park is enough.
You just have what 8 or 9 going through with the defending champion.
Yeah, I don't know what's the purpose of having 16 Calypsonians parading on the stage on the night of the Dimanche Gras. I don't know what purpose that is going to serve. What the only purpose I could see more people get an appearance fee and a little money in their pocket. No, I don't see that. I really don't see that. Don't water down the competition.
And you don't have an empty north stand to take care of again. And people done, let me put it this way, people done don't like the calypso as they think that they do. So I don't want to see people sleeping in the north stand empty. Bring it back to the 8, have the 2 calypso, bring quality. Maybe you could change the rule. You have to have your 2 songs before, and you ain't coming with no surprise. Maybe you could change 1 or 2 things. You understand? But you have 2 calypso.
On the judges or on me on the night, you know. So I mean that's good, but in terms of having that amount of Calypsonians, from my perspective, I don't know if that's going to make the night any better. I don't know if it's going to make the night any better. But we are prone to experimentation, and I'm sure it's going to be a next experiment if that is what is to be. I'm sure it's going to be an experiment, and then they're going to review it and decide whether it's something they can continue with or not. You know, I'm sure it's if it happens. You understand? But I mean, that's too much to it. What I'm trying to, I can't recall if the Calypsonians, if on that night they are going to have the king and queen of the band, if that is going to happen on that night also. It's a strange thing, you know, even though there were 12 Calypsonians where you get 24, having 16 singing one, you'll be surprised to know that could make a longer show than 12 Calypsonians singing 2 calypsos. Don't be surprised. Speak out. Caller?
Well, I don't know how that come on there.
Caller. All right, 6524901. So that's the whole thing about it. So we wait to see whether this will be finalized. You know, it will be a good thing. You have 7 judges now, which is good than the 15 judges. Speak out.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Matthew.
Yes, sir.
I want to draw your attention that on the Masquerade night, Calypsonians usually sing 2 calypsos, you know. That will bring it to, if it's 8, that will be bring it to 16 calypsos. So you're saying 16?
Yeah, but they don't have to sing 2? Why they can sing 1?
Well, you policy now, well, you're giving a chance for other Calypsonians to get a privilege, like in 2007, you know. Mm-hmm. And then with the economical situation that we have with the 25% and so on, cut. You know, we give an opportunity so that Calypsonians can get a little cut of the pie. That's how I watch it. But you're saying 16 people, you know, that's it. 16 songs, I mean. Mm-hmm. Because in the 8, it's 2 songs Calypsonians have to sing. But this time you're singing 1. Yeah. So you said 16. Mm-hmm. Okay.
You see, we're looking at all sort of dynamics, you know. Because, okay, if it comes down to 8 men, because you could have 8 and everybody singing 2. 16, everybody singing 1. You have 12 men singing 2. You know, it's something that one really have to decide. But as you're saying, where a cut has been made, it could be a reason to give everybody a little money, right? So you increase it to 16.
It is economical situation. And then too, everybody was invited to the extraordinary meetings. Yeah. And it was to a vote and the majority goes.
Right.
Put to a vote, you know.
But
the democratic process prevailed.
Yeah. But that voting has been finalized. That voting take place yet?
Take place Saturday at the meeting. Yeah, put it to a vote.
Mm-hmm.
I was there. and I voted also.
And
So the democratic process went through.
it still have to be ratified in any way?
Well, I think if it's any ratified, if there's a petition with a number of Caisonians and they say, look, let's go back and revisit that, that's the only thing I see. But once the majority goes, that is how I look at it.
NCC will have a say in that, or Tuko runs their own affair?
It's Tuko. NCC put down their policies, and because it will be 25% cut, and Tuko put down their policies to suit. Okay? Because they really had a cut, and we work it out in a way that we wouldn't lose or we wouldn't win. And the same thing that NCC put in place is just that we put it to 16 instead of 8, so that the 8 singing 2 calypsos, you see.
Yeah.
So it comes down to the 16 calypsos, the same thing.
Right.
But as you say, there is always room for negotiation, although I see it was a democratic process.
Yeah.
Let's get a petition and you have about 500 guys who just come in and say, well, look, so and so and so. All right, let's revisit it. That's the only thing I see. But we have to look at the economical situation. This has caused us to go that way.
Yeah. So are you telling me now, or this thing or then, that this 16 is final?
Well, according to the meeting, we had a meeting, and that was final. Yeah, as far as I know.
Oh.
Because if you listen to the news mentioned it. The newscast mentioned it. So if the newscast mentioned, which means it might have come from good sources. Good sources within Tuko.
Oh. Right. Well, we just want to make sure that this is confirmed and it's final, whereby there will be 16, because what I was getting is still have to be confirmed. So, that's what I was getting.
No, at the meeting, the majority goes and they had a vote. And the majority put up there, and if the majority had said, no, we're going for 2, well, it would have been so. But as far as I have seen, the majority is what counts as the democratic process.
Yeah. All right.
In 2007,
Right.
10 years now since that, Anyhow, this is El Drago International speaking to you here.
Sorry?
So this is El Drago International speaking to you here.
Oh. You international now? Okay. But but I just want to know. So in terms of the judging system, I realize that there will be 7 judges now, right? Than instead of 15 also.
That was our democratic process. We put it to a vote, and the majority wanted that process, so that is what went through. And it's for economic, because when you have judges in the economical situation, we want to be advised by the majority of the Calypsonians who are to face the judges, what would you like? And that is the way they went, so we went with that. That was also a voting process to where the majority comes, okay?
Right. And is it final that the prize money, the first prize has been reduced to 800,000?
Precisely. That is the next thing that was mentioned too. You see? It's cutting right down here. It's 25% cut, and we have to work to suit, because you see the economical situation worldwide. This is not something in Trinidad alone. We have to work to suit with the monies that we get. We get a cut on the provision that we get from the LCC, and that goes right through the situation. And it was voted too that we go right through the 25% cut.
Right. Well, I await more lyrics on this issue. I'm sure this is not the end, right?
Well,
I'm sure this is not the end. There's much more lyrics to come on this.
Well, we have need for discussion. We are very democratic.
Good.
And we talk and so on. Discussion, is what will bring a good result.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that for what I know is the democratic process took place and there was a vote and the majority won.
Tell me something, Drago. If this competition, this commission will have the band, will that be on the same night, Sunday night also?
But that is a matter yet to be determined. That is with NCC. So, because, they're in charge of that area there.
Okay.
So that is something yet to be determined. I can't say anything on that. Yeah.
Oh. All right. Well, thank you very much for your input, my brother.
Okay.
I am happy to know that a few Calypsonians paid some interest today.
I'm not one of those persons who usually, come on the air, but I thought it wise that I should come on, and explain.
You are not the only one today.
All right, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, son. Have a nice day.
Yeah, Tobago. Cool. Speak out.
Mm-hmm. David.
Yes, sir.
Hey, listen. If the NCC, if Chief Tuco wanted to spread the wealth and give a wider range of Calypsonians money, why can't they give it to them at Skinner Park, or maybe even an appearance fee for the auditions that they have? I mean, why does it have to be the final? I mean, is it they don't need the gate receipt to pay them because there's nobody in the North Stand? So I don't understand. If they want to spread the wealth, that's not it. I don't think they can spread the wealth before the final.
Ooh. All right, caller. This time you didn't make it. You didn't make it this time. 5 minutes before 2 o'clock. All right. So the democratic process is what was at stake here, and a vote was put, and this is what is to happen. Interesting. Oops. Wow. What's happening here? 6524901. Caller, try me again. Yeah, so they speak of the democratic process. So I still kind of uneasy, But as I said, try it, and we'll see whether we will sky it or whatever. Speak out.
Hi, good day, David.
Yes, sir.
How things? Interesting program.
Thank you.
As regards the Dimasgra, the Dimasgra is run by NCC.
Mm-hmm.
So NCC is in total charge of Dimasgra, and Calypso is just one aspect of Dimasgra.
Yeah.
On which, in collaboration with Tuco, the NCC would decide the format.
Oh.
So where FCC say, okay, the show too long, we need it, we want to suggest 8. Tuco could talk with, they talk with Tuco to see if how best it can work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel it will be cut. I don't feel NCC will want to go with that 16. That's songing too much to it.
Well, it's NCC show, and if they say, okay, we want 2 Calypsonians and show 3, then at the end of the day, you have to respect the administrators of the show.
Yeah.
And it's up to the Calypsonian now, through your representative, to decide if you want to go, if you have 4 competitors singing 3 songs or 2 songs, or if you want to have 8, 10, whatever,
Yeah.
It's something that, that Tuco would have the final say in terms of his membership.
Mm-hmm.
And if the membership say we want to go with NCC and that, then so be it. If the membership say no, we would stick to whatever formula, then we do it. And, the final say, the Calypsonian could just have their own show separate from the NCC show, which is another controversy.
Right. Because I was wondering whether the king and queen of the band will be on the same night.
Yes.
Call here. Speak out.
Special good evening afternoon to you, Mr. David.
Hi there.
Happy New Year, and Happy New Year to all the loyal listeners.
Thank
Just
you.
quickly, I hate the idea of one song. I would really, really prefer to hear 2 songs. So, you could give us, the listeners, who at home, we could judge and hear, that what these Calypsonians could do. Because most times, they could only come on with 1 song. For many years, I see that. They can't even sing two good songs. And one of these songs might be very strong, right? And I would like to see, if we find 24 is too much, well, bring 8, and they could sing the 2 songs. Another thing that I would like to see is the judges. If they could do a little review with the judges too now, so they could, because sometimes I see, like I was in I saw a little competition last year, and they had some judges.
You have 30 seconds.
There are some judges to bring this judge Calypso thing, and I find them really wasn't judging righteously at all.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, that's another issue we'll deal with on another time.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay then.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, and thanks a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, people, that's Speak Out for today. Thank you very much for your contribution. We got news headlines.
Psalm 5 verse 3 says, O Lord, in the morning you hear my voice. In the morning I prepare a sacrifice for you and watch. Join the Baptist Ambassadors for Christ of number 10 Church Street, St. John's Village, San Fernando for the program Morning Glory. Every Wednesday from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Be enlightened with the Word of God and prayer.
CETAL's Physiotherapy, Massage and Laboratory Services Limited. One Touch Healing Hand, offering treatments in circulation control, pinched nerve, sciatica, stroke therapy, chiropractic work, reflexology, detoxification of the blood, sugar, cholesterol, and triglyceride testing. So call now for an appointment at 741-0071 or 310-0164 or 301-2086. Located in Petersfield, Shogunas. Open Mondays to Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Also offering quantum analysis body scan, liver, kidney, cardiovascular, endocrine, lungs, bone, vitamins, pancreatic function, and more. CETAL's Physiotherapy, Massage and Laboratory Services Limited. One Touch Healing Hand. Call today at 301-2086.
Good afternoon, I'm Nicholas Ramdran and this is your 2 o'clock news update on Wack Radio 90.1 FM. Presidents of the Fire Service and Prison Officers Association say they are being pushed by the government to take drastic measures to get their homes as was promised to them following the settling of wage disputes last year. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley would deliver his first address to the nation for 2017 tomorrow at 8 p.m. This according to a statement from the Office of the Prime Minister issued this morning. Police are seeking the public's help in locating a missing 14-year-old schoolgirl. According to reports, Malika Timothy was reported missing by her father, Marlon Timothy, on January 8th. Regionally, the 39th meeting of the Community Council of Ministers opened on Monday at the CARICOM headquarters in Ghana under the chairmanship of Ghana's Vice President and Minister for Foreign Affairs, Carl Greenidge. And internationally, President-elect Donald Trump's pick to be the new Attorney General has denied sympathizing with the Ku Klux Klan in a tough Senate confirmation hearing. Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions also pledged to recuse himself from any investigation into former Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. Stay tuned for a major newscast coming up at 4 p.m. right here on Wack 90.1 FM.
Right, 5 minutes after 2 o'clock. Right, back at you. It's a very, very, very busy afternoon here for me today. All right, so in studio with me right about now is Miss Patricia Downs, and she's a member of the Rosicrucian Order of Trinidad and Tobago. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Downs.
Good afternoon, Mr. Matthews. How are you this afternoon?
Pull the mic a little closer to you. Nice. Talk to me now. You all right now?
Yes, I'm good.
Beautiful.
I'm fine. Yeah, my name is Patricia Downs. I am the country manager for the Rosicrucian Order in Trinidad and Tobago. And this evening at St. Michael's Pool, next door to Presentation College, we'll be having an open meeting for people. Now, as you know, Mr. Matthews, it's the start of the new year.
Yes.
And it's a very wonderful energy at the start of a year to talk about things that are necessary and useful to help us live the best possible lives that we can live.
Yeah.
To help us have a good time, to have a good life, good health, good energy, good positive vibrations, etc. So we're trying to start the year off with a meeting in San Fernando this evening. What we're going to be talking about is what the Rosicrucian order is, what it does for the human being, how we work, and how each person can actually benefit tremendously from the work that we do in the Rosicrucian tradition.
Definitely, because I have no idea about the Rosicrucian. I need to know what this is all about. This organization is all about.
Well, first of all, the Rosicrucian order is a fraternal organization, philosophic organization, traditional initiatic organization. And we've been around for, I would say, officially since the 17th century. But the teachings that we have been around since time immemorial, back to the days of ancient Egypt and ancient Greece, etc. What we talk about, what we actually do, practice, teach, and believe in is that there's a wisdom in the universe that has always been there, an understanding of natural laws that is absolutely necessary, and that information has always been a part of our lives. And so the information is philosophical, it's psychological, it's educational, it's social, it's health related, it's beneficial to the human being in every possible way. And so the Rosicrucian tradition and its teachings, all the things that we do, really help a human being to get a sense of, why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing while I'm here? How do I become the best possible me that I can be? Are you hearing me properly?
Oh, yes.
Yes. How can I actually apply these laws of the universe, these laws, to make me a better me, to make the world a better world? How can I see beyond my 5 objective senses and understand the wisdom that is deep inside of me, with which I was created as a human being? How do I become a person who understands how to become more confident, how to be more capable, how to be more comfortable in my own skin, and how to be more competent in dealing with life and understanding what life is all about, how I contribute to life, how I am a divine being made by the Creator with work, with talent and skill and ability, and with a particular role to play while I'm here on this earth. And so what we actually do is help people to read, understand, look at these things in some detail, assimilate them, examine them, turn them upside down, look at exactly what they mean for you. Now, just to tell you, we're not a religion. We're a spiritual organization.
What's the difference?
Well, there is a big difference between a religion and a spiritual organization that the religions teach. A religion is a specific set of doctrines that one particular church or institution actually says, this is the way we do things here, right? So the spirituality and religion and, religiosity, to call it that, they're inclusive. One includes the other. In religion, you'll always find spirituality. In spirituality, you may not necessarily find religion. In other words, spirituality is all-encompassing. So our teachings are teachings that the Buddhists use, the Christians use, the Hindus use, the Muslims use. Every religion of the world uses some of these very same principles, but then each one goes off in different directions with their own practices and their own policies, etc. So that's the difference between a spiritual tradition and a religion, yes.
How long you all have been in Trinidad and Tobago?
Officially, let's see, our affiliated body is about 65 years old. But we've been there long before. You can tell we were there before. Before we had an actual affiliated body where members came for work and worship, as we say. We've been around for quite some time, because people can tell you their grandfather was a member, and at that time when their grandfather lived, there was no affiliated body in Trinidad and Tobago. So we've been around for quite some time. And the wisdom of that, the wisdom that we teach and we help people to open up to and examine and look at very carefully is a worldwide tradition, which means that it's been around the world for a long, long time. So quite likely it's been here for much longer also.
But in terms of getting your message out, what method do you use? How do you get your message out there?
We are a membership organization, but we've always, and I remember when I joined 30 some years ago, we would go around to the various city halls and we'd have open meetings. We would be in San Fernando, Arima, Port of Spain, or wherever, there was a sittings. We, at some point in time, we had older members who would sponsor ads in the Guardian newspaper about, are you looking for something better in life? Do you understand the beauty there is in living? And you'd see those ads pop up in the Guardian newspaper in particular, way back in those days. And so members join people. We don't talk about how many members we have, but across the world you have thousands and thousands of people who are members. We have members who don't, but a lot of us, some people have problems with,
It's not a cult, but it's an order.
Well, it's an organization, it's an order, and the reason for the word order means we do things quoted in San Jose, California, but our affiliated body apply to the headquarters, and you are accepted as a member once you're deemed to be worthy or really interested in being a member. So people are accepted very freely. It's very open.
Right, so you're heading to Presentation College.
Well, actually, St. Michael's Swimming Pool this evening. Yes, St. Michael's Swimming Pool. Yes.
Right. Tell us what the components of this will take.
The meeting this evening, we'll start off with a brief video presentation about the Rosicrucians. It's a historical presentation that goes into some detail, to some extent, 18 minutes long, about who we are, what we've done, what we mean, how we do it, etc. Also, who around the world, famous people who have been members over the centuries, how we actually work, where the traditions have come from. Very brief presentation. And then we will want to do some work. We actually are a practical school of mysticism. So everything we do has very practical applications. We're going to actually give people some exercises to do. Simple things like deep breathing in a certain way that will help you to alleviate stress, fear, negativity, etc. from your system. Now you can imagine, Mr. Matthews, looking at the world we're living in right now and looking around this country, you can tell there's a bit of a heaviness in the environment at the start of the new year. And many of us are wondering, what's next? What's going on here? Why don't I feel good anymore? Why am I getting sick? Why don't I feel comfortable in my skin or confident or easy? Those are some of the things that the Rosicrucian teachings help you to address and help you to calm down, because the most important thing we need to know to live well is how the world works. Yeah. How many of us can actually say that we understand how universal law works?
Not many.
I don't think so. If you understand it and you actually can use these universal laws, simple things like this, the law of love, understanding what the law of love is, understanding how the law of love works. Love is a very simple thing that we were given by the Creator. Love is a very basic law of the universe. Love helps us to live life with purpose. It helps us to increase our capacity to be human, to care for others, to give, to share, to become more strong, more powerful, and to make the world a better place. Now, it's a law of love, because with it, when you have a law, it means it's immutable, unchangeable. We didn't create it, and it will be there even if we don't believe in it. So when you have a law like the law of love, and you actually learn to love another person, learn to love filial love, you understand what far-reaching consequences those have?
Yeah.
Like the old days when you would lean over the fence and give your neighbor a cup of tea, and you care, Martin, how you doing? Miss James and Miss Singh, how are you this morning? We talked to one another, we cared for each other. We loved each other. We had a relationship going with the people around us. We didn't live in fear the way we do now. That is, the law of love is one of the biggest laws in the universe. Our Creator created that law. And it does, love changes everything. Love changes everything. Then again, you have the law of thought. How many of us understand how we think? How many of us know how to address our thoughts? How many of us ask ourselves, who am I going to listen to? How many of us think negative things before we think positive things? How many of us take the time to analyze what we're thinking to see if it's still serving us in the year 2017? How many of us understand that as the Bible, Proverbs, I think it's the book of Proverbs says, as a thinketh, so is he. So the thinking that we do in the world, in Trinidad and Tobago, in our neighborhoods, in our families, affects us in very profound ways. The way you think can affect your life in every single every single way. Your health, your energy level, your psychological state, your mental state, your harmony in your home, all of that is affected by how you think. Far-reaching consequences. That's the law of love. And of course, you have the law of cause and effect. What goes around comes around. What goes up must come down. You know, the law of karma, the law of give and take, the law of reciprocity. It's called all of those names.
All around us.
Yes, and we say it all the time, you know, but we don't really think about it. We say what goes around comes around. That's what we say in Trinidad and Tobago. What goes around comes around. And all of us say it, but do we really practice it? And do we know how deep and profound it is? Those three laws in particular are three laws that we take very seriously in the Rosicrucian tradition.
So you're going to expound more on this afternoon?
Well, tonight we're going to have people practice some of these things. We're going to have a bit of a practice session and show people how these things work. So you can actually leave the session tonight, take those things home with you, practice them at home. We have a monthly meeting on the second weekend of every month at the affiliated body. You can come back and see us anytime you want, join our meeting, get more information. But this is an introductory session for us in San Fernando this year, letting people know that we exist, that the organization is in fact an amazing organization. I can tell after being in the organization for 33 years.
Yeah, that's a long time, yeah?
Yes, it's really made a difference. Particularly when I was a student and I lived in the United States, in Washington, D.C., it made all the difference in my success.
So tell me something, Ms. Downs, Dr. Downs. What time the meeting starts this evening?
We're going to start at 6:30 p.m. and we'll go until about 7:30 for about 1 hour. And in that time, you will come away with something that you can use tonight or tomorrow morning.
Only 1 hour?
Yeah, that's all you need. That's all you need tonight. This is an introduction. We'll have some handouts. We'll have some testimonials. We'll have some conversation. And like I said, you can stay in touch with us. You can call us. We'll answer your questions later on. But for tonight, we're just going to be there for about 1 hour.
And this is open to the general public?
Everyone. Bring your children. Bring everyone with you. We have lots of children who actually come to the affiliated body with their parents. And who actually like to be there. The energy is high. It's a great energetic place to be.
Is this free?
Yes, it is totally free. Yes, no charge. Just bring yourself. Come and be there. Come and listen to us. Come and hear the truth of who we are. Meet some of us who are actually members and who've been around for a long time.